How to find your why. Simon Sinek tells us that we need to know our why. That's what I'm going to be talking about today. My name is Valerie Pugsley, and I help you connect the pieces to maximize your efforts. Please subscribe to this channel, and usually whatever I'm talking about, there'll be links in the description below. Once you subscribe to the channel, you also want to turn on your notifications because you'll have a better chance of YouTube letting you know when I put up a new video. So let's get back into how do you discover your why. Well, usually it involves having to do some introspection. Some of us may not be too good at that. I know when this was first presented to me, I'm like, I have no idea what I want. So here's a little tip that I'll give you before I tell you more about finding your why and the tool that I have for you. I had a coach tell me, what do you not want? Right? Start there, because sometimes if we haven't dreamed or thought about what we want in such a long time, we have no clue what we want. So I would say we're probably pretty safe in that most of us don't want to be homeless. So that's a place you could start. What are some other things you don't want? Once you start writing the things that you don't want, then it's going to be much easier to start writing the things that you do want. And so that goes to how do we figure it out? So I put together a worksheet. As I was working with some clients, I shared some questions that I had gathered up in the process of doing a rebrand. Now, branding you think is for business, and that's who I help is small business owners, solopreneurs, entrepreneurs. And so you think of branding as just that. But a lot of these questions can be useful for anybody, even if they're like if you're direct sales, or maybe you're just doing a transition in work and you need to find new work, or maybe you're not interested in any of those things. It's just life. What do you want to do with your life? And you're not quite sure which way to go. So these questions are helpful. I put them all together in a worksheet, small thing that you can use. I give it to my clients for free when we're working one-to-one. But there's a link in the description below, only $7. Now, a couple of other things to know about this worksheet. First of all, once I did this, it wasn't the end all. It was kind of just the beginning, in that I needed to take the things that I had found and I needed to start getting feedbacks for some other people. So I worked with it with my coach. In a mastermind, I worked with it. And oh, that reminds me, I do have a waiting list for a mastermind I'll be putting down in the description below too. Forgot about that. I also just did some feedback with some peers and some people close to me as well. So when you get this worksheet, it's only $7, so it's not a huge investment. You can just do the worksheet and take it and do whatever, go from there. But what I found is that I did need that help to bounce off other people. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to work with me, or actually not work with me, get a half-an-hour consultation, very low cost from my normal amount, just to give you some feedback, and I'll try and give you some useful tips that you can take with that. And then if you decide that you want to continue working with me on a regular basis, that amount we would deduct from any further investment. You don't have to work with me if you've already got a coach. Go work with them. That's fine. But I just want to put that out there as an option for you. The other thing I want to tell you about this worksheet is it's a good idea to review it. So when I was putting it all together, when I was going back and gathering all the questions to put it in the worksheet format, I started reviewing my answers. I was like, oh, I remember that. I'd forgotten about it. There were things that I'd forgotten about. So I kind of remembered some things, but not other things. So it would be a good idea to review it. I would say at least, a couple times a year, because we change and evolve too. And so some of the things that were true back when we first started may not be true now, and we need to tweak it a little. And maybe there's some things that we started focusing on one area or one goal, and we forgot about some of these other things that were important to us as well. And now maybe we need to divert some of our attention to those things. So review is also very important. So I encourage you to look down below, get the link to the workshop, invest in that. It's $7, not a huge investment, all right? So invest in yourself, start working on your why, And if you're interested in the wait list for the mastermind, I'll also have a link for that down below. So put that in there. That's also something that can help you progress with your goals as well in business or life. So that's what I have for you today. This is day 25 of Veda if you're following the SSS Veda challenge. This has really been a good exercise for me with the Vedas, so I will be continuing to put out videos at least on a weekly basis, maybe a couple a week. We'll see how it goes. And would love to have you subscribe so you don't miss anything. And I will see you next time. Bye for now.